Hey, what's going on, guys? You got TLR here, and we are here with our very first sudden Moon Wi-Fi battle on the channel. I got a battle against my man bistro345 for a standard OU battle. Both have very powerful looking teams, both trying to take advantage of new Pokemon. I have myself a Toxapex. Decidueye is the same team that I used in the Battle Spot Live, and he's got himself stuff like Drampa, Alolan Tapu Bulu, all really powerful Pokemon. Also, this is going to be a post-commentated battle, as will most of my battles be. But if you guys want to see a live commentated battle, just let me know, and I can make it happen. So, without further ado, let's just hop right into the battle. I looked at this team, and I decided Toxapex was a pretty decent lead against most of his Pokemon, being just the very bulky wall it is. And he actually had the same idea, so we're both going to lead Toxapex, which is actually a bit more of a problem for me, because I don't have Toxic Spikes on my Toxapex, but he actually does. So I have no way of setting up. So I'm going to actually have to switch here. And I'm going to go right into my Mamoswine, because I decided even if he did go for Scald and burn me, it wouldn't be too big of a deal. But he actually decides to set up Toxic Spikes immediately, which is fine, because I have my own Toxapex to absorb those later in the game. And so I'm just actually going to get Stealth Rocks up right away. I do have a Focus Sash, so even if he did have like attack investment into Liquidation or something, he could OHKO me. So I'm going to get my Stealth Rocks up right away, and he's just going to get up another layer of Toxic Spikes, trying to be able to wear down my Pokemon like Decidueye and stuff like that. And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here, and it's going to do a lot of damage because obviously it's a stab Earthquake and it's super effective, but it's not going to take him out because Toxapex obviously lives forever. And he's actually going to reveal that he is Weakness Policy, which is an item you don't really see on Toxapex too much. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. He goes for the Infestation, and it's just going to do a bit of damage, obviously, and with the chip, it's going to take enough out. It's going to break my Sash, and, you know, do a good amount of damage. But I'm just going to be able to take him out with another Earthquake, and yeah, getting Toxapex out of the way, obviously, is going to be really nice for my team later on, because Toxapex is just super bulky. So here he's actually going to go into his Tapu Bulu, which I was a little surprised, because I am an Ice type. I do have Icicle Crash. You might have thought I might have been Endeavor, but that's not actually legal pre-bank. So I actually do have the Icicle Crash, and I'm just going to go for that right here, and it is actually going to take him out. So that's a little unfortunate for him, but you know, what can you do? So yeah, he's unfortunately going to lose Tapu Bulu very early in the game, which probably mattered a bit because Tapu Bulu is obviously really powerful, really big threat. He's actually going to go on to Beware here, which is obviously super tanky. A lot more threatening to my Mamoswine, but I decided I didn't really need Mamoswine for anything, so I'm going to stay in and attack. But I completely forgot about the Grassy Terrain weakening Earthquake, so I'm going to go for Earthquake here, and it's going to do very little damage, just absolutely nothing. So yeah, and he's going to hit me with a Brick Break, and it's actually not going to kill, which is kind of good and kind of bad. It's good because it tells me that he's not Choice Banded, so he can't do as much damage to me as he could if he was banded, but it also means he can switch up moves, so I can't just switch in like Toxapex freely, because Toxapex obviously would take a lot of damage from like Earthquake. So I'm just going to go for an Icicle Crash here, because obviously it's going to do a lot more damage in the Grassy Terrain, and he's just going to pick me off with an Ice Punch. And my Mamoswine is going to go down. So here I'm actually going to go into my Decidueye, right, because I wanted to take advantage of the Grassy Terrain. So I'm going to get poisoned by the Toxic Spikes, unfortunately, but I didn't think it mattered too much because Decidueye isn't like super bulky. It's not really built to stay around for very long, so I'm just going to take him out with a Grassy Terrain boosted Leaf Blade, and that's going to be nice because obviously Beware is a threat. And here he's actually going to go into his Drampa, because Drampa's typing basically walls my stab moves. I don't really have any coverage. I have Leaf Blade, Spirit Shackle, U-Turn, and Defog. I'm an offensive Defog set, so I can't really touch this thing. So I'm just going to get right out of there. I'm going to click U-Turn and get out of there. I kind of expected him to go for a Draco Meteor, because obviously his stab, it would hit me pretty hard. So I'm going to go into Togekiss, but he's actually going to go for the Flamethrower, which is obviously the more, because it's accurate, it hits just about as hard, probably would have taken me out. So obviously it's the play to make, but I wasn't really considering Flamethrower at the time, so obviously Togekiss is going to get hit on the switch. It's not going to do too much, but it does do about a fourth, about 35%, but I'm going to be able to heal that off with the leftovers a bit. So that's nice. Togekiss just being the bulky Pokemon that it is. And he's actually going to reveal that he's leftovers, so he's going to get aggressive terrain recovery and leftovers, which is going to be good for him, because keeping that thing alive is going to be nice. Next, I'm going to switch right into Porygon 2, which is obviously going to be able to eat up really any of the hits I throw at it. I'm actually going to go for an Air Slash here, because I don't actually have Dazzling Gleam or Aura Sphere on this set, so I can't really hit Drampa super effectively, so I was just going to go for the Air Slash. I'm kind of going for the flinch. But yeah, as you can see, Porygon 2 just takes absolutely nothing from that, so I know I can't stay in because this thing is just too bulky. I don't think I could beat it 1v1, especially since the next move he's actually going to reveal that he has is the Thunder Wave. So I'm actually going to switch into Toxapex here because I wanted to absorb those Toxic Spikes, as well as Toxapex just being super bulky, so I was pretty sure I could take some hits from this thing. But yeah, he's going to go for the Thunder Wave, and that's not going to matter too much because I am a slow Pokemon, so the speed drop doesn't matter, but obviously the paralysis chance can bite me in the butt, which I actually will later, as you'll see. But before that, I'm actually just going to go for a Toxic on this thing. As he reveals, he does have the Thunderbolt, so that's going to do a good 45% to me. Easy 3-hit KO, and I'm going to Toxic right here. Because obviously Porygon 2 being just super bulky, I wanted to be able to get off as much damage on that thing as possible, and Toxic being able to wear it down is just going to be really nice. So yeah, I'm going to heal a bit with the Grassy Terrain and my Black Sludge, but that's not going to matter here because on the next turn he is going to go for the Thunderbolt. And as you can see, this is where Thunder Wave still proves that it's still one of the best moves in the game. And I'm going to get full paralyzed and not be able to do anything. So that's a little unfortunate, but I didn't think I needed Toxapex for anything else on his team. Just being able to poison the Porygon 2. Like, Toxapex did its job. It poisoned the Porygon 2, allowing me to, you know, wear that thing down so it doesn't become too much of a problem. But yeah, he is going to be able to use Thunderbolt again and just take out my Toxapex, which is fine, I guess. It's a little unfortunate, but Toxapex did its job. So thank you, Toxapex. But yeah, Toxic Poison, still wearing that Porygon 2 down, which is really nice. I'm going to go into Decidueye here because I am already poisoned, and I didn't want any of my other Pokemon getting paralyzed by that Thunder Wave, so I decided to go into my Decidueye and Leaf Blade. It does a decent chunk, but not too much, and obviously, but he's going to be able to recover all of that damage off. So Porygon 2 just decides it wants to stick around for a little longer, which is going to be a little bit of a problem, but not too much of a problem. And he's actually going to switch out, probably because he wants to reset that toxic damage. I mean, I would too. And he still does have that Drampa, which obviously isn't going to take too much from my attacks. So he's going to send in that Drampa, and I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade again. And it's not going to do too much, but what it does do is it drops him into Berserk range, so he is going to get that +1. And Drampa is just super powerful, especially with that Berserk boost. So I did not want to send in my Togekiss here because I did not know how much damage it would do. So I'm just going to let my Decidueye go down. I'm going to go for another Leaf Blade, just get some extra damage off on this thing. Get as much damage off as possible, and he is going to be able to take me down with that +1 flamethrower. I mean, the +1 did not matter for this situation because obviously I'm at 51 HP. Is a super effective move, and Drampa has a ton of special attacks. So yeah, Decidueye it did its job though. It weakened his team to the point where my Mega Metagross can actually come in and sort of kind of clean up. I am going to send in my Mega Metagross here, and I'm going to pick this thing off with a Meteor Mash. And I've actually, as you can see, they really did improve the Mega Evolution little cutscene thing. Like, it looks super nice now, super clean, super crisp. Anyway, I'm going to go for that Meteor Mash, and I'm obviously going to take out that Drampa since it's at about 25% health. And he's going to go into Muck here. Now, I didn't know if Meteor Mash or Earthquake would be able to take down Muck, since Muck is a very bulky Pokemon. So I'm actually not going to risk it. I'm going to switch right to Hydreigon here, since Hydreigon could hit it with a Draco Meteor and get the necessary chip to the point where Earthquake or Meteor Mash could easily take it down. He actually goes for the Shadow Sneak, probably thinking that Earthquake would take me down. So he's going to get that chip damage off on me, but it's not going to matter too much. And I'm just going to hit him with a Draco Meteor, and that's going to do about half, which is nice. You know, just getting the necessary damage off for Mega Metagross to come in and clean him up. So yeah, we're going to do about around 60% actually. And he's going to hit me with that Poison Jab, which is going to do well over, not well over, it's going to do about 50%, but it's an easy 2-hit KO. So that's why the Poison here doesn't really matter. And I'm going to hit him with another Draco Meteor, but since I am at -2, he is going to live. And yeah, but he's going to obviously be very low on health, so he's at a point where he had no chance of living a Meteor Mash at that point. And he's actually going to go for the knockoff here, which will put me in range of the poison damage, and it would also catch a Metagross on the switch in case I wanted to go back on that, so good play on his part. But obviously I had no need for Hydreigon. It can't really do enough to the Porygon 2 to beat it 1v1, so I'm just going to let Hydreigon go down there. He did his part. Everyone's doing their part. Got to pitch in. And yeah, I'm going to send in Metagross right here, and I'm going to be able to pick this thing off with another Meteor Mash. And his last Pokemon in the back, he's going to hit me with that Shadow Sneak. He's going to do a decent amount, obviously. It's super effective, and Mach has a pretty decent attack stat, but it's not going to do enough, obviously, to take me out or anything like that. So I'm going to be able to pick him off with another Meteor Mash. And his last Pokemon in the back is his Porygon 2, which after Rocks, I don't think it could have taken a Meteor Mash. It could have been a very physically defensive set and maybe had a chance, but even if it did have a chance to take the Meteor Mash, I still had the Togekiss in the back, which, with the poison damage and the fact that my Togekiss did have Roost, I'm pretty sure I could have at least stalled it out until the point where Toxic would have taken it out. But I do land the Meteor Mash. It is going to connect and take him out. So good game to Bistro. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, it's my first Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle, so obviously it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do some more battles against anyone else who wants to have a battle. So if you do want to have a Wi-Fi battle, just let me know, contact me, and I'll see if I can make it happen. I probably will. And again, this is post-commentated, but if you want to see a live commentated battle, just let me know, and I'll probably be able to make that happen as well. But with that, I'll be off. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.